Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. In this video, I'm going to explain you about an interesting book. The book name is Don't Lose Your Mind, Lose Your Weight. The book is written by the India's famous nutritionist RIJUTA Diwakar. So today I'm almost going to read out the book and explain you what she has told about diet and what to eat, what not to eat. First of all, let me explain you what are the main content of this book. The first thing is she has explained what diet is not about, and then the second part she has explained what to eat and how to eat, the 4 principles of eating right, and indicating awareness and crossing the bridge from knowing to doing. So these are the main parts of the book Don't Lose Your Mind, Lose Your Weight. We are going to discuss every part in detail. So first thing we are going to discuss about what diet is all about. As I told you, the book contains major 6 content. The first thing she has discussed in detail is what diet is not about. This contains the below mentioned subcategories. One is diet as a punishment, the compensation diet. Extreme diets just don't work, the detox diet. Exercise and dieting are mutually exclusive, no they aren't. Measuring body composition, one size doesn't fit all. The truth about low fat and low sugar free alternatives. All food is good, what is the solution? So this is what we are going to see in this video. So let me begin without any further delay. So let me read out what she has exactly said in her own words. Now let me start. What diet is not? RIJUTA Diwakar explains this in her book. My clients often ask me, you mean I can eat chutney with coconut, aloo paratha and puri bhaji? But where is the diet in this? They sound almost disappointed. The word diet has become synonymous with drastic weight loss, health loss, energy loss, metabolic rate loss, and most importantly, loss of sanity. Diet has become a 4-letter word that it isn't. I strongly believe that your diet has to be a representation of what you will be eating your entire life. It has to remain true to your genes, your likes and dislikes, your work life, your level of activity, and only then does it have a good chance of working. Can you lead a life where you have papaya or duchi juice all day long? If the answer is no, then don't go to that diet. Diet is not starvation. So this is how RIJUTA begins the book. She is clearly explaining that you don't have to starve in the name of dieting. So she clearly explains that we cannot be dieting with the food that we don't like, that our body don't like. So further she explains what are the mistakes that we are doing further. So let's discuss that. RIJUTA says a diet has to achieve more than weight loss. Weight loss, or rather fat loss, is just one of the many wonderful side effects of changing your lifestyle. Dieting that has only weight loss as its primary goal is a failure even before you go on it. It's like some boot camp on you, kill yourself fat and come back thinner. You are glad to be back home, but within 4 days of being back home, you became healthy again. You gained fat again. The challenge is to keep up with the routine you keep at the boot camp, but it is impossible given your working schedule, sleeping hours, responsibilities, practical issues. Dieting is not about going on a diet. Let's take a look at some of the popular diet fads and how they work against you. First thing is diet as a punishment. The compensation diet. RIJUTA is giving a real life example. Compensation diet. What's that? I asked. What? Shocked, very shocked. You don't know? I did the Indian way of nodding my head for. No, I don't. Now I was at the South Mumbai gym where the owners were promoting me as a superb nutritionist from the suburbs, and the lady who sat across from me was already feeling cheated because she had never thought that she would need to explain a compensation diet to a dietitian. Fortunately, she was a compassionate socialite. RIJUTA, you should know your basics. She warned. Look, When you overeat and drink the night before, you visit a dietitian the next morning, or he or she can work out a compensation diet for you, which means that the next day you eat very little or nothing and work out extra so that you can burn off everything you ate at the previous night. Or she went on, when you know that you have a big party tonight, you just don't eat anything in the day. So you skip lunch, but you can have low fat crackers, sukha, tea, coffee, etc., so that you can compensate for dinner. Wow, I knew people did this, I said, but I don't know it was called a compensation diet. You are a typical ghat, she joked. Now it was my turn to speak. I call it crime and punishment. The crime, overeating. Punishment, deprivation of food. Our relationship with food shouldn't be about crime and punishment. We all overeat sometimes. So what? Fill it, shut it, forget it. Just get back to your normal workout and eating pattern from the next day. The body doesn't discriminate and store last night calories in some special place so that the next day when you kill yourself on the treadmill, the body just exclusively burns that. And give yourself more space than this. It's okay to overeat once a while, just don't carry the baggage forever. Go back to your diet plan from now. Maybe you can say that because you can afford to eat, said the soliciate. So can you? I assured her. I could die for a body like yours. Great, but make sure you don't kill yourself by trying to compensate. Just get on with life. Just like if you sleep with somebody other than your partner, you still get on with married life the next day, right? You really are a gut. So this is the joke she cracked. Extreme diets just don't work. The detox diet. Now she explains about the detox diet. Most diets are impossible to keep at because they always advocate something extreme. Besides being difficult to maintain, they are harmful for you physically and mentally. Let's talk about one of my all-time favorite, the detox weight loss and maintenance program. Oh, I love this one, detox diet, the most fashionable term in dieting. So first you accept that everything you have fed your body is toxic, then you became a saint for a week and detox. And how? Using juices, of course. And to punish yourself for being fat, you use the yuckiest vegetables and make juices out of them. You gulp them down with a bravery of Karigal war soldier. So here she gives a real life example. Karina once related a sad incident to me. A friend of hers was desperate to lose weight. She signed up for a program with a very successful dietitian come neuropath doctor who has the reputation of creating magic in and as little as 15 days. As Bebo and her friend sat at the dining table one day, the friend who had already successfully lost 7 kilos in 10 days broke down. How? She asked Bebo. Can you eat paneer? I'm losing because I'm eating, replied Bebo. But by the time her friend was sobbing uncontrollably, she had lost her weight, but she had lost her energy and power of reasoning too. And why not? For the last week she had been on diet of 4 glasses of duchi juice and 3 oranges a day. What's worse, to deal with the headaches induced by starvation, she had been advised to have 6 cups of tea or coffee. The girl's mother was obviously upset. Her daughter had blacked out twice in that week. But nothing could deter her from this detox diet. The next day, the concerned mother called Bebo and asked her to give her daughter her diet secret. The girl's diet, of course, would have been planned differently from Bebo's, but one thing was for sure, she had to start eating. Now here, to explain this, she gives a real-life example. One of my clients, before she met me, visited a well-known neuropath. The neuropath was popular because everything she recommended was from your kitchen. Of course, there was no need to work out. This is always sold as a special attraction. I think the whole plan is to keep clients dull and lazy. The detox diet consisted of methi seeds and some kaju soaked overnight and eaten first thing in the morning, followed by 2 figs, 2 walnuts, 2 pistas and an apple. Lunch was salad and a glass of buttermilk. Dinner was soup and a glass of milk with 4 different dry fruits. Wow, I explained. This sure is detox. So do you feel better or do you feel like a peel of a soaked almond? Exactly, explained my client. I feel like a peel wasted and drained for the last 2 days. Now, dried fruits are great, but eating dried fruits almost exclusively is downright foolish. So take my words from this. Detox, like all other extreme diets, is a shame. At the end of these diets, people's body and mind age and their metabolic rate is lower than ever before. So when they get back on the so-called maintenance diet, usually similar to what they were eating before they were went on the detox, all the fat starts creeping back, making their bodies look ugly, and what it does to their confidence is indescribable. People who have put their bodies through this torture think of themselves as incapable of losing weight. Instead of understanding how much the diet has damaged their system from within, they think they are not disciplined because post crash diet the body goes in a tizzy, demanding calorie rich food, so they deserve to be fat. Don't go for diet plans which deprive you of food or make you eat only one type of food. The point is to never regain the weight you have lost. For this to happen, you have to understand how your body works and show the commitment to eat the right food at the right time. This is going to be the major focus of this book. So friends, as you have heard, she has explained all about the detox diet, all the crash diets. It's all not important. So now she is getting in deeper into the diet part. The next comes everything herbal is good or not good. And for this also, she is going to give a real life example. So let's see that. I met a woman recently, an investment banker who took great pride in being in one of the top notch positions at one of India's leading banks. She had a supportive husband and two children, 3 years and 8 months old respectively. She had been forced to take a sabbatical after her mother in law had told her she could no longer look after her children while she made merry at the bank. Through, though she doesn't hold anything against her mother-in-law, the banker decided she had to find some way to put her year-long break to good use. So she looked into at her life and decided that the only area she was lacking in was a good body. She did what most sensible people in her position do, joined a gym and went on a diet under the guidance of an expert dietitian. She had lost all her weight, well, most of it 16 kilos in 6 months. Success story? Well, not quite. Her friends who met her after all this time looked at her and asked why she looked so dull. Her facial skin underwent a huge change, turned a few shades darker and pigmented in a few places. Her nails chipped as she tried to open the zip of her Jimmy Choo, and her hair looked dry and coarse in spite of a 2 week hair spa at one of the best salons in Bandra. She had also developed a little lump in her breast, thankfully not malignant. The banker had an analytical mind and was from one of the best business schools in India. But while she tried to understand why she needed to have a various nutrition supplement in her diet and what their functions were, she never took the protein shakes and vitamins that her dietitian recommended because she thought the dietitian was promoting gym business. However, she happily took her herbal medicines because according to her, they are safe. Everything that is herbal is not necessarily safe. Nicotine and marijuana are herbal too. Regular use can vouch for their health benefits. While going on anything remotely herbal, make sure that it matches your body constitution. Get the advice of a qualified Ayurvedacharya or Vaidya before popping pills or swallowing syrup. Ayurveda is a very complex science and it takes more than a lifetime to despair it. A 3 month course in South India or Thailand doesn't make you a qualified practitioner, nor does saying Vata, Pitta, Kapha or Prana after every sentence, so stay away from the likes of these. Finding a genuine Ayurvedic doctor or Vaidya in India is challenging enough. If you live abroad, it is going to be the next to impossible. I was once served puri, uncooked dal, and a distorted version of khichdi as an Ayurvedic meal by the high-end New York City Yoga Center. What went wrong with my banker was that she worked out too much, ate too little, and took herbal pills which altered her hormonal balance and thyroid levels. She asked questions about proteins, vitamins, minerals, but never once doubted the authenticity of the herbal products. Everything made in lab is not dangerous or artificial, and everything that is herbal is not safe. In fact, a lot of herbal products are made synthetically in factories or cleaned, packed, and purified in factories, making them just as artificial. But it's not about natural or artificial, it's about knowing that the product you are using is safe for you. And you can know that only by going to the right professional, and of course making sure that all your questions are answered in your native language with compassion and patience. Carry a list of questions and pen and pencil with you. Tick off all the questions as they get answered. Do not accept because I am telling you as an explanation. Exercise and dieting are mutually exclusive, aren't they? I'll give you a real life example. One day, the receptionist at the gym where I used to consult came to me with an unusual request. A man had asked to see me, but he don't want to go on a diet. He just wanted to talk. The receptionist wanted to check if I was okay with this. How does he look? I asked. Was this just a play to line marrow me? No, no, she assured me. This son is in the 8th standard and is working out in the gym too. He lost his wife recently and just wanted to discuss some health issues with you before committing to a diet. Alright, I told. If you vouch for him, I will see him, but only for 10 minutes. I had all the time in the world but was so jealously learning to be a professional. Hello, madam, the old man said. Thanks for seeing me. I just wanted you to look at me. He then asked me what I thought his age was. Now I was a smart girl and had learned within months of setting up my consultancy never to answer this question. Well, I don't take guesses. Why don't you tell me your age? I said. I am 48. Oops. He looked like he was 60. How much do you weigh? Another question I had learned not to answer. I weighed 68 kilos, he told me. He looked 88 to 90 kilos to me. Then he took out a Bombay Times paper cutting from his pocket. He pointed to a large advertisement for a chain of weight loss clinics which had a before and after picture of a man. Look, that's me. Congratulations, I managed. He looked like a superstar in the pic as compared to what he looked like in the reality. He was regarded as an inspiration to all the other client at the center. I was made aware, and the weight loss chain was flying him to Delhi to inaugurate their few franchise and hosted him at a 5-star hotel. That's great, I said. But what did he want from me? I want you to come with me to a changing room and take a look at me. What? This was the first time a client had asked to strip in front of me. But it's not the only reason why this incident is memorable. Having been in the fitness industry for over 3 years, I was used to people describing their bodies, sex life, toilet issues, etc. in detail to me. But this was the first. I accompanied to him to the men's locker room and he took off his clothes. Floop! Out fell his stomach towards his knees. He held the jiggly wiggly mass in his hands. I wanted to get rid of this. Alright, let's go out and talk, I said. I managed to mask my emotions, but I felt disgust and sympathy for him at the same time, and with alarming intensity. What had this man done and why? What have you been doing? I asked. Well, I weighed 116 kilos when I lost my wife a year ago. My son is in the 8th standard and it's very difficult for me to look after him alone. I'm making very good money in my business and I want to remarry because my son needs a mother. Really? I said to myself. Well, he said nobody was going to marry a 116 kilos widower with a teenage son. Friends and family asked him to lose weight. So he paid over a lakh at the weight loss center and enrolled in a 6-month program where all he has to do was lie down on a table for 20 to 30 minutes daily while painless electric currents worked on him, and go on a crash diet where he ate barely anything the whole day, channa, buttermilk and some dal. To speed up the process, he was asked to go on an hour-long walk, no gym of course, every morning and evening if he wanted faster results. Then the center suggested another program using firming gels for his belly. But after spending close to half a lakh for the gels and massage therapy, his stomach still sagged. So the center suggested a tummy tuck and asked him to increase the duration of his walks to 1.5 hours twice a day. I have started the walks, but I'm not sure about the tuck. It will cost me a lot, and funnily, I don't actually feel good being at 68 kilos. I always thought I would feel great even if I reached 80 kilos. I have never been so thin all my life. So why do you think I'm not looking great after such successful weight loss? Incidentally, he had also lost most of his hair, for which the center had an oil and massage program of course, and a waving program too. He had signed up for the oil and massage program already. I gave him a lecture on how he had lost all his lean body weight. Your bones must be hollow and your muscles have shrunk. You must start training with weights to rebuild lost muscle and bones. Of course, you will need to go very slow. The diet plan that I put you on will be very different from what you have been following and will make you gain some weight. Are you okay with that? Yes, I am, he pleaded. I just need to feel better. We ended the conversation with me warning him that he really shouldn't be walking so much. Didn't he do any work in the day? I have good staff, he said. But why do you want me to cut down on the walking? Because, I replied, your weight-bearing joints are weak after the crash diet and not strong enough to bear the stress that 3 hours of walking would place on them. I asked if he really planned to go to the Delhi opening. This weight loss has done you no good. I have good relationship with everybody at the center and they have helped me achieve an impossible task of losing weight, so out of gratitude I will go. But you will fool many others, I argued. Yeah, but I left it at that. A week later, my receptionist told me that the man had called to cancel his appointment. Rijita, that man won't come today. He went for a walk yesterday morning, tripped over a speed breaker, fell down and suffered multiple fractures in his arm. What? So here was a man who had just lost a lot of lean weight. Lack of exercise reduces neuromuscular control, while not eating in the morning and for long hours during the day reduces blood glucose levels. The combined effect of it all was that just tripping over a speed breaker, which at first should have bruised his arm, left him with multiple fractures. The only good thing was that he didn't go for the Delhi opening. Where is the bravery in losing weight? People with diarrhea lose weight. So do people with jaundice, malaria, TB, not to mention cancer and AIDS. In fact, the bigger the disease, the faster the weight loss. Because we think that weight loss will make us happy, but we feel only frustrated and older at the end of yet another extreme diet. It comes with a heightened sense of victimization and betrayal. The minutes we are off the diet, all our weight is back. Please note that this time the weight gain is only in terms of fat weight. So, our body composition is now worse than ever. We have lost our muscles and bone density, and our fat weight is higher than what it was when we went on the diet. A lot of dietitians are popular because they guarantee weight loss without any exercise. So cool, na? And some advertisements even top that. No diet, no exercise, no pills, only weight loss. If you are a regular on a Mumbai local, you must have entertained yourself with someone trending on your toes, an elbow with your breast and an umbrella poking in your back by reading one of those ads. No boss, no timing, no paperwork, no travel, no selling, earn up to rupees 1 lakh per month. What do you think of these ads? I think the same about no exercise, no diet, no pills, only weight loss ads. Any program which discourages you from exercise is worthless. Being on a diet might help you lose weight, but without exercise, we lose our muscle and bone density. And loss of bone density and muscle is aging. The human body is designed for continuous activity. The least we can do is give it 30 to 45 minutes of exercise for 3 days in a week to keep it in a good shape and condition. The body works on one basic principle: use it or lose it. Humans were born with a tail, remember? We lost our tail because we never used it. We might soon lose out our muscle and bone density as we just don't seem to use either of these live tissues. I hated math in school, but loved one word: corollary. It's used in algebra all the time. Okay, so here is the corollary to the above myth. As long as you exercise, it's okay to eat whatever you want. Really think so? Do you think as long as you drive your car, it doesn't matter what you put into it? Kerosene, petrol, diesel? People always People are always so much smarter about their cars than their bodies. No, wrong. Now just because I use my body regularly doesn't mean I should abuse it. So exercise is a part of adopting a better lifestyle, but it is not an alternative to eating right. In fact, the more people get committed to working out, the more they usually care about how to get the right nutrients to their body. When you start eating healthy and exercising regularly, you will initially see a drop in your body fat, but not as much in your weight. However, when you crash diet, you lose a lot of weight because your lean body weight comes down while your fat body weight remains the same and sometimes actually increases. Fat occupied a lot of volume on the body and weighs very little. Muscle is denser, so it occupies much less space but will weigh a lot. This is why people often look flabby after their diets. So stop holding your body for ransom on weighing scale. Why do you need to know how much you weigh? It is no indicator of health or fitness level. Know that the higher the amount of lean body weight you carry, the greater your fat burning capacity. Do you really want to go for guaranteed weight loss and lose your fat burning abilities? Okay, so now let us discuss why your weighing scale lies. Your body weight is made up of two parts, the fat weight and the lean body weight. The lean body weight is the weight of your bones and muscles. The fat weight is exactly what it says it is. Never look at the weighing scale and judge your health. The thing to look at is the fat weight rather than your total body weight. Serena Williams, for example, might have a high body weight because of her lean body weight but has a very low fat percentage. The FTV models might weigh less on the scale and appear skinny, but some of them have fat percentage as high as 30%. The ideal fat percentage should be under 20% for men and under 25% for women. This is one size doesn't fit all. There is an example here. I met an art promoter at a Sunday brunch. Smart, articulate, sensitive, nose pierced, long, bandhani skirt with a noodle strap top, flabby arms hidden under stole, and thick hole around her sparkling eyes to take attention away from the chubby cheeks. "Listen, tell me what to do. Everybody is talking about you these days," she said to me, pointing towards the stretch marks which started from her chest and went all the way down to her arms and which she was trying so hard to hide with her stole. "I always wanted a body like yours." "Thanks," I said. "I do yoga regularly," she told me. "Superb," I remarked. "What's the use?" "What's the use?" she asked, frustrated by my remarks. "Look at my arms. I would love to wear this without the stole, but you know I can't. I just can't." Once again, I inadvertently found myself slipping into the counselor's role. "You have got to watch your diet." So, like this, she has given so many examples, real life examples of all those people who has tried crash diets and doesn't end up in success story. They might have lost weight, but the only thing is they have not lost a good weight. So now let us see the truth about low fat and sugar free alternatives. There is an example here. Karishma, as she hid a plastic bag behind the sofa she was sitting on. "What are you hiding?" I asked. "Nothing, yeah, shit, I was sure you would ask." "Show me," I gestured. Sheepishly, she pulled the bag out from behind the sofa. It was overflowing with all the fat-free, low-fat, sugar-free things in the world. Low-fat chips of all varieties, soy, methi, you name it. Baked chaklis, sugar-free drinks, aerated and non-aerated. "Who are you trying to fool?" I demanded. "Nobody, why, these are good, of course. All my friends are having it." Now in the makeup maid, Lolo opened packet of her baked chaklis and offered them to me. "Try, Rijuta, you will love them." "Oh, come on, you obviously know you are doing something you shouldn't be. That's why you are hiding it from me." "Come, yeah, they are baked." So I took a chakli and handed it to Karishma. "Okay, break it. Now keep the pieces down and look at your finger. What do you see?" As the sun set on the Arabian Sea, it reflected on the Lulu's finger, and something shone on the tips of her fingers. "No, shit, yeah, come on, what do you see?" "Oil, yup, fat droplets." That sadly was an abrupt end to her romance with low fat, low sugar baked products. Low fat snacks like baked chaklis, fat free ice creams, fiber loaded biscuits, etc., are nothing but junk food coated with misinformation and some sharp marketing brain trying to sell them to a gullible audience which will bite onto anything that is fat free. Now try a fun experiment. Just look at who is eating the low fat or sugar free variety. You will find that people who are already fat are eating this junk. They would actually be better off eating full fat ice cream, fried chaklis and cream biscuit, because at least then you are aware that what you are eating is junk, so you will limit the quantity that you consume. And seriously, if you have just one or two chaklis or one or two cream biscuits once or twice a week, this wouldn't get in the way of your losing weight. But eating this fat free or sugar free junk daily surely hampers your process of weight loss. No wonder then that all people buying fat free and sugar free junks are struggling to lose weight. If you must eat chakli or chips, then make it at home and then fry them. You will use good oil and eat your goodies hot, so that they will taste better and also be nutritious. Since this is a long process, you will land up doing this maybe once a fortnight or once a month. Baked products, on other hand, can be easily bought and stored, so you can have access to them almost daily. The choice is yours. Get rid of repacked junk food from your house. All food is good. Glorifying or demolishing any food item must be glamorous to many, but it's just not correct to do so. A lot of experts think fruits are great and you will recommend that you have loads daily. Many of you must have been advised that instead of a dessert post dinner, you are better off eating fruits. I know families who routinely cut apples post dinner and eat them thinking that it's the best thing. Among fruits too, some are deemed evil and some angels. Almost all dietitians in India tell you that bananas, custard apples, chickus, and grapes are fattening, and orange, papaya, watermelon are low fat. Sometimes, when the myth has been around long enough, it becomes the truth. Like the chopad patties in Mumbai. Illegal, yes. Cut to fruits. Updating ourselves with the largest developments in nutrition science is something all of us nutritionists owe to ourselves and our clients. A few years ago, it was discovered that fructose, the sugar we get from fruits, gets converted to triglycerides, especially when you eaten on a full stomach, a type of fat which circulates in our bloodstream. High level of triglycerides are responsible for heart disease, insulin insensitivity, and of course lead to bigger fat cells. And our body is truly secular, it treats all fructose equally. It doesn't matter which fruit you eat, it will surely give you fructose. So eat your fruit, but don't think that it's safer than eating a dessert. Its nutrients only work for us when if we eat it at the meal by itself, as a morning meal or after exercise, and not as a dessert after dinner. The other example is soy. There was a time when soy was it for food, the miracle cure for everything from mood swings, weight gain, and heart disease. There was such a soy craze that one doctor slash dietitian made a killing selling everything from soy chakli to soy atta, soy cake, etc. Did people lose weight? Of course they did, drastic amounts. But then some of the people who had been on this plan for a long time started developing medical conditions. They suffered from stretch marks, high triglyceride levels, depression, even cancer. Then everybody was quick to blame soy. This was about the same time there were reports linking soy to breast cancer. The problem here is that we have lost our ability to see things in totally. The clients suffered from this condition not because of soy but because they cut all other nutrients from their diet. They received no nutrients from any other food groups because they were overloading the very healthy soy. There is still no concrete evidence linking soy to breast cancer, but what is beyond doubt is that cancer is more likely to people with stress, little or no exercise, and whose diets are poor in nutrients but rich in calories. Have you ever bought a car or bike? Or you must have at least seen ads which claim a mileage of 14 kilometers per liter for a new car. But when you buy the car and start driving, it gives you 10 kilometers per liter. You are still happy, right? Because we use a lot of common sense with our car. If the ad says 14, then we know 10 is good. We all understand what the which says under lab conditions means. Under lab conditions, you can prove almost everything you fancy. But what happens to your research in real life is different story altogether. So, use your common sense before you start replacing all your regular meals with just soy or papaya or whatever the in thing is. Whether we are talking about fruits or soy or some other miracle food, one thing is for sure. If these are reports glorifying it today, in a couple of years there will be reports of it harming you. What is your option? Eat according to the latest flavors of the season? No, only logical solution is to use the magical word moderation. And of course common sense. To summarize, there is really nothing like safe food or fattened food. Everything that you eat judicially at the right time and in the right quantity is good for you. So what is the solution? So the best solution is to never go on a diet. Seriously. If I am saying this as a dietitian, I either have gone bonkers or I am talking about some groundbreaking gone therapy. But it's none of the above. The reality is that for permanent changes in your body and to stay lean all your life, you have to make sure that you never go on a diet. Get the diet to grow on you instead. In other words, modify your lifestyle, that is, eat right, exercise, and think right about yourself. Crash dieting is like a flying with a bad body, and modifying your lifestyle is like being in a loving and committed relationship. Trust me, adopting a healthy lifestyle is not as difficult as staying loyal in marriage or loving your partner for a lifetime. It's much more difficult because it means unconditional love and acceptance of your own self and of your body. I believe that people gain weight and then punish themselves with extreme diets because of an unhealthy attitude towards their bodies and towards food. In fact, I interview any new client for 2 to 2.5 hours before I plan their diets with them, because I believe that before they can change their eating habits, they need to change their thinking. And for that, I need to know how their mind works. Through the next few chapters, my endeavor is to educate you about the different kind of nutrients and their functions in our body, how to manipulate their quantity to adjust your lifestyle, and how to get a lean and toned body. So another thing that she has explained is cheat sheet. So friends, to sum up with what she has mentioned in this chapter, in the first chapter, she has given few bullet points. So I'm going to read that. First, she has told, don't ever go on extreme diets. They are not sustainable and just don't work. Next, dieting should not involve starving yourself. You must eat to lose weight. And then she says, don't make angels and demons out of different foods. They are all just as good or bad for you. Just as everyone is different, everyone's diets have to be different too. Don't try someone else's regime. Make sure you know what is in low fat or sugar free foods. They aren't all that healthy and shouldn't be consumed in excess. Exercise is non-negotiable. Unless you exercise, you'll never see enough of the result. Despite all your good eating habits, never go on diet, modify your lifestyle. So friends, that is it for the first chapter in the book Don't Lose Your Mind, Lose Your Weight. So in the upcoming video, in the next video, we are going to see how to eat and the art of relearning how to eat. So thank you for watching this video, friends. If you are watching our channel for the first time, please like, share and comment, and also do subscribe our channel for upcoming interesting videos about health and fitness. Again, thank you for watching. Bye bye.